For a business that can allow more employees to telecommute, we want you to do that.
At the start of this year, many things have changed with the coming of COVID-19. Offices closed down and more people have embraced remote working, inevitably replacing day-to-day social interactions with video conferencing tools. Throughout this, have we stopped to think whether we are limited to non-experiential interactions due to our outdated peripheral devices? Hi, I'm Xavier, and in the past semester, I have been fascinated at how well we have transited from weekly studios into a remote working environment in our room. But of course, we all know too well that these interactions can't replace the special connections we get when meeting in real life. We need to know that communication is about the little things. One glance or gesture can let you know what someone is thinking and how they really feel. Because a good meeting is much more than a clear communication of messages. It's about making a connection with the people you are engaging with. This interesting mix between the intangible factors in human relationship and the tangible experience we have with digital devices is what makes designing for video conferencing so unique. As we no longer look at the relationship between a human and their computer, instead we are focusing on the relationship and the system interactions between each other system and how this will affect the human experiences with one another. In the beginning, like many interaction design projects, I was interested in introducing new and innovative ways of interaction with video conferencing. But slowly, I realized the insignificant value that these ideas hold in the system, as they were either compensatory or controversial. For a restart, I went back to the different type of interactions involved in video conferencing by reviewing over 30 clips of pre-recorded video interactions, and came up with a list of assumptions and hypotheses. The factor of attention caught my interest the most, as it was observed that participants try to introduce new behaviors of attention to the conversation over time. In particular, placing your hands on the chin is usually associated with boredom, but in a video conference context, it is perceived as focus and attentiveness, as it is used as a signifier to show that we are not preoccupied with other activities. Another factor that I latched onto was the subconscious behaviors of users while in a video call. This led to the further exploration of conscious-subconscious behaviors through various experiments and workshops. These insights and discussions can be found in my paper. In short, induced interaction was realized from there, and it is an interaction that consists of behaviors that can be categorized under conscious or subconscious behaviors. The value of induced interaction is that because it is a clear indicator of the disconnect between how we interact with our everyday items and how digital devices work. As such, it serves as an opportunity for us to reinvent the way these interactions could be performed. A prime example would be Sony's spatial reality display, which was released recently on the October 15. It's a screen that changes its 3D images based off the user's viewing angle. This design decision was based off making interfaces more natural to human eyes, connecting the dots between our natural habits and our digital behaviors. Another example is the thesis project of our alumni, where she designed a tilt-to-zoom function. This portrays the use of induced behaviors to provide a seamless and pleasant interaction with our devices. A few other benchmarks are Apple's AR attention correction and Facebook's AI camera that follows you around. With this inspiration in mind, I thought about designing a set of peripheral devices to inculcate into our video conference system. So from there, I went on to do a small development and visualization of what I would see as the minimum viable product system for this project so far.
Hello!
So long story short, at the end of this phase, I went ahead to test out a few hypotheses and assumptions once again, by setting up more workshops and experiments, where one of it was to see if the scale of the screens would affect behaviors, and if looking up or down when interacting would affect effectiveness of communication. I also tested to see if communication would also be any more different if we had a real-life frame bounding ourselves up. These pointers and factors would then be used to inform more design decisions as I move on to the next half of the project. So the next half of this project will also focus heavily in the developing of interaction typologies for video conferencing with this set of induced behaviors I've acquired this semester. And I look forward to hearing your feedback this coming week. Thank you.